Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, my conservative partners. All right, today, number 9. We are talking about number 9, the 9th failed policy of the Harris administration. Political weaponization against your opponent. Never in my wildest imaginations would I think that what I've seen in this country on the political landscape would be in this country. I mean, you hear of the violence and things going on in countries like Venezuela, but what has happened to this former president? Simply because, let's be real, let's get to the heart of the problem here. They don't like Donald Trump. They don't like his personality. They don't like the fact that he doesn't give anybody any, you know what. He tells it like it is. He calls you on the carpet. He's unbelievably successful, but he has character flaws. Who doesn't? Think about this. The people that are saying all of these vile, hateful things, have they looked in the mirror to figure out how much people don't like them and their personality? But do people weaponize our justice system and our national news media and all these other things to make them look like they are Hitler, for God's sakes? I cannot believe that anybody in their right mind would use that terminology in a political environment to talk about their opponent when obviously this man is not Hitler. The hysteria around this is beyond rational. People who believe this garbage are not rational. I'm sorry, but what other explanation is there? There is none. If you're a rational, intelligent, educated person, you know and can decipher what is real and what is not. And all of this is just an absolute blow up because they do not like this man. They do not like the fact that he's an outsider, that he's not a politician, that he doesn't fall into the elitist mentality, that he's for the people. And he's going to make sure the government is for the people, not to line his pockets. He doesn't need this. He doesn't need the money. Think about it for a second. To go through what this man has gone through since 2015 for money? Oh, please. Nobody would put themselves through what this man has been put through, and his family, by the way. He's doing it because he cares about our land, and he cares about the people of this land, and he's trying to stop the endless politicians from sucking the life out of our country. These long-term, lifetime political people like our president who really have not accomplished anything, but yet they've lived on you and I. They have lived on our money. He is doing what the Republic says, by the people, for the people. We are in charge, people. We're the boss. And until we, as the people, start to make all of these people accountable and say, bye-bye, go home, we are not going to get our nation where we need to get our nation. The weaponization that I have seen in this land from the media and from the Democratic Party, it is disgraceful. We don't live in Venezuela. We don't live in a third world country. You don't act like this just because you don't like the person that is your opponent. That's all this is. This is political identity politics. This is because of a personality. Now, let's be real. There's a lot of things that he's done that I don't like. And I think just about every Republican or conservative can say that. But that's not what politics is about. What politics is about is, can you balance the budget? Can you stop tyrants around the world from involving the U.S. in wars and threatening the people? Yes, he can. Yes, he's obviously has the intellectual and business sense to be able to run multi-million-dollar companies. I think he can do the same thing with the American budget. He's already proven that. And this is why the left can't stand him. So the only way that they can go after him is personally. His record, his achievements, his international relationships all prove he can do the job. Because I guarantee you, if you really are honest and you say to yourself, you Democrats and left wings, liberals, if you look yourself really in the mirror and say that I am better off now 4 years ago than I was then, you are lying. You are lying. Because there is nothing in our society today that is better than it was 4 years ago, with the exception of maybe one thing: your pocketbooks. And unfortunately, the people that follow the left can't see that. And I don't understand why. This number 8 is a wake-up call to the American people that we have to set a standard for the political system in this country. We as the citizens and the boss have to set forth a rule of conduct, a code of conduct, and a checklist. And if you can't follow the rules, then you can't participate. We have to get decorum, civility, professionalism, and Americanism back in our political system. We have to. And we have to be willing to say to those long-term politicians that don't do anything but suck the money out of this country from you and me, that it's time to go home. Thank you for your service, but it's time to go home. We need new people, new blood, new youth, ideas, and leadership skills across the board. But we need somebody that can look at Russia and that can look at China and say, oh no, don't you dare. Because if you do, you know what's coming. Who can lead through strength. Who has the clout to lead through strength. Who can turn our economy around. Who can get our people back to work. Who can save the middle class. Who can give the young people of this country the opportunity to have their American dream, because they don't have it right now. And if you're really honest with yourself, you'd look yourself in the mirror and you would be able to answer and agree with that comment. The young people in this country right now, they don't have an opportunity to have the American dream because the current situation, the current administration, and the current leaders have sucked the life out of that. You know where it is? It's in their pocket. That's where it is. And what we've seen in the last 3 weeks with the unbelievable, ridiculous testimony that we've seen at Congress, nobody wants to be accountable for anything. That's another problem that we have in this country. Be accountable. If you make a mistake, say, I made a mistake. But there may be consequences for that mistake. And you got to move on with it. This passing the buck is the problem in Washington. Donald Trump doesn't let that happen. And that's why they hate this man. That's why. And his skill set. Because they know it ain't going to happen on his watch. That is the reason. All you have to do is look at the actions of Pelosi and Schumer and all of these people. Look what they did to their own president. Look what they did. They set him up. They set him up to get rid of him because they knew they couldn't win the election the way it was. Yep. We've got to stop it. And this is number 8. Get it out there. Keep posting. And let's make sure that we get Donald Trump reelected in November.